And I must be insane.
It's 10 o'clock and you're late. I told you before.
Hey, Martha.
Oh, sorry. I thought you was a detective. I ain't gonna be with you.
Don't sweat. You see,
I fell through the eyes.
life is infinitely stranger than the mind can invent. Overseas, life runs past us is infinitely stranger than the mind can invent at all. Oh, right. Brought those papers around.
Throw the phone. Bailey, you ever thought that life is infinitely stranger than anything the mind can invent?
Well, sure I have.
We cannot imagine the real lives of strangers. If we could look through their eyes, through their windows, to see the wonderful chain of events, the process as they think their way through their lives, the bizarre coincidences, it would make fiction with its foreseen ending and form a grind.
See, I met Dr. Hannity, Detective Hannity, in fact, a couple of months back. See, I was visiting a friend in Manhattan, and, well, having just come back from working as a doctor in the army, I had no job and place to stay. But I met an eccentric private detective, and well, he wanted a record keeper, so once he saw me, he said, "You'll do." So I did. On a Monday morning, we would come in with a particular subject in mind. Today, the nature of our private lives. The one thing I had learned since working a couple of months with Dr. Detective Hannity is that it was best not to argue with them. I disagree, Hannity. See, the cases that have come to light as a rule are bogus. See, anyway, look, extreme cruelty to what? Husband, extreme cruelty to wife. Without even reading the article, I know that it contains the push, the drink, the blow, the beatings. Not even the crudest of authors could make some story so rigid.
A good point, but your example is a poor one. This is the Moore divorce case. I helped settle a few details with it. The man, a teetotaler with no other woman. In fact, the problem was to do with the way he would demand his supper by removing his false teeth and hurling them at his wife. Something that could not be invented by your crude writer. It's about the details which make the commonplace uncommon.
See, Hannity, whilst intelligent, was a man you could hate to your core. Well, many did. His game of introducing elements of your life without you having said anything often left you without a word to say. Despite him being an asshole, he wasn't without his merits.
I'm just warning you, despite his merits, he is still an asshole. Hannity! Clang!
Miss Hudson!
It's Martha!
Your name, Miss?
Sutherland, Miss Sutherland. Do you mind if we turn that off?
Sure. It helps him think, but sure.
Do you not find it difficult to typewrite with your short sight?
I did it first, but now I know where the letters are without looking. How did you know that? Have you heard about me before? You hadn't even looked up.
Well, a woman in such a rush should not be the one asking questions.
I came to you, Detective Hannity. I would like to know the whereabouts of Miss Ahsam Angel, but I guess you already knew that.
The detective's fooling. He saw you out the window.
Some answers, Bailey. Now, what made you go in such a hurry?
I was angry at the way Mr. Winterbank, my father, took it. He would not go to the police, you, not anybody. He would do nothing and said no harm done. Look, I don't have much, only some bonds. But whatever I make with the typewriter is yours.
So, Money's not important.
Your, your father, I presume, your stepfather.
Yes,
Son.
yes, I call him father, though it's strange. He's only 5 years older than me.
And your mother is still alive.
Yes, sir. I didn't want her to marry so soon after father's death. And to a man 15 years younger. Mr. Winbank, my father was a plumber on 4th Street. He left behind a decent-sized business that housed, fed, and clothed us. But when Mr. Winbank came along, he made my mother sell it, saying his income was far superior,
And
being a wine merchant.
were the bonds attached to the business?
Oh no, sir. They were left to me in my uncle's will. I can only touch the interest.
You interest me a great deal. With your excess income, do you travel?
No, sir. Mr. Winbank takes out the money and pays it to my mother. I finally get by on what I have.
So, how'd you meet Mr. Angel?
At the guest fiddler's ball. They used to send tickets to my father and then my mother. Mr. Winbank didn't want us to go. He got angry at me for spending an hour longer in church. But this time, nothing could stop me. Who was he to stop me? After a couple times begging, he had to go to Boston on a business trip. Mother and I seized the opportunity. And there I met Mr. Hosmer Angel.
When Mr. Winbank returned from his journey, was he at all angry about you going to the ball?
No, he just kind of shrugged it off.
No?
I mean, and did you do anything further with the gentleman?
Well, the night after we got home, he rang to see if we got home safe. After that, we went for walks twice a week.
Were you engaged with the man?
Yes, sir. We were engaged after the first walk. But when father got back, he said he couldn't come to the house anymore.
No?
No, my father didn't like anything of the sort. He wouldn't have visitors unless he could help it.
And did Mr. Angel make any further efforts to see you?
Well, father was going away to France in a few weeks. He said it would be best to wait until he was gone. We could write in the meantime, and he wrote every day.
So how do you send the letters?
Well, I sent them to the post office on 12 to be picked up at the till. He worked in an office, so he said that he would be marked by the other clerks if he got letters from a lady.
So, what office was this?
I don't know. I only know that they were on 12
And where did he live?
on the premises.
And you don't know the address?
No.
So, again, like you haven't explained how you sent the letters.
Oh, well, he would just go to the post office on 12, pick up the letters, because he didn't want to be marked. I said I could typewrite the letters, but he said that when I wrote them, they seemed to come from me, and when I typed them, the machine had come between us.
Well, have you brought any examples of the letters? It's often the details that are the most important.
Well, he was a shy man. He would only walk me in the evenings, very gentlemanly. Even his voice was gentle. He was ill when he was young, so it left him with a weak throat. He was always well dressed, and he had weak eyes, so he had to wear tinted glasses to stop the glare.
Wait.
It was at this point I looked at the note Hannity given to me a couple of times. Now, me and Handy would play a game. Handy would write down what he thought about the case, and, well, we would guess. Now, I think you need some help with this one. See, on the note, it had two mathematical statements. 2 plus 1 equals 1 plus none. That.
And then
Well, he came to the house. He came to the house and proposed. And once said we should get married before Father came back.
And I presume the wedding was to be in a church.
Yeah. Mother wanted to be a quiet one. It was to be on 81st Christopher Street. And then afterwards, breakfast at the Wyndham Hotel. Hosmer was to came in a cab, but because there was two of us, Mother and I, he put us both in the cab and then got in the next. But here's where it doesn't add up. When the cabs arrived, he was nowhere to be seen.
You think that he was bumped up?
Oh no, he was too good and kind to leave me that way. He kept saying, whatever happened, always be true to him.
Well, so you think he was injured?
Yes. I think he knew what was coming to him, and that's why he told me. He wouldn't have said anything otherwise. Have you any idea what happened to him, Mr. Hannity?
Leave him. Ignore him.
See, we see these cases often. Handy would solve them on the spot. But with so much concrete reasoning that, well, the victim could not contest. This time it was different. This time he had nothing to say. Only for Sutherland to stop thinking about her.
Have you any idea what happened to him?
No notion. No idea what might have happened to him.
So, you're gonna save him? I'm never gonna see him again?
No, I have no idea. I can't solve
And Sutherland got angry. Well, she didn't know where Paul Hospital was. So, no, nothing then.
We've done as much as we can for now. However, there's one more thing I want you to do for her.
What?
Take this letter down to the office on 12. That's all I ask. When you're done with that, take the rest of the day. And tomorrow, buy all the newspapers in town and bring them here.
Oh, sir. See, Handy found something very important. In fact, conclusive. Following night, I could not get any sleep. Wondering possibly how fiance could be missing. But only to wake up at 6. I freed myself and picked up the newspapers that Handy had asked for. Curious as to why he wanted them, I opened them up and found an advert from Mr. Hosmer Angel. Missing on the 14th, gentleman, 5 foot 10 inches. Strongly built, black hair, and a bold in the center. Bushy side whiskers and a mustache, tinted glasses and a slight speech impediment. I stumbled into the office about 7 a.m. and saw a man somewhat similar.
Ah, Dr. Bailey, we've been waiting for you. This here is our guest.
Good morning, Mr.
Windyman, James Windyman. As I was saying earlier, I apologise for young Miss Sutherland bothering you. It's better not to wear your dirty laundry in public.
I much agree.
It's a waste of time. How could she possibly find this Hosmer angel?
Well, today's a lucky day. I think I found it.
Ah, great.
Mr. Winterbank, do you do much typing? I mean, I find that a typewriter is almost as unique as a man's handwriting, almost as personal. Notice on these letters you sent me, there is a slight slur on the E's and a slight defect in the R's. In fact, there are 14 other mistakes.
We all use that typewriter.
Well, the thing is, when I look at Mr. Angel's letters, I notice the same slur on the E, the same defect in the R. In fact, all 14 mistakes are the same.
I can't waste time on this. I've got work to do. I can't sit here spinning this full circle. Call me when you've caught him.
I've caught him.
No, you haven't.
Oh, cut the crap. I'm quite insulted to have you think that it was impossible for me to solve it. Dr. Bailey, I think it's time for you to explain.
Really?
Make the commonplace uncommon.
Oh, give it my best shot. See, I've been up all night before we solve this case. But, you see, it's no had the key. Now, you married an old woman for the money. You enjoyed the money. But, well, young Miss Sutherland was the reason you had the money in the first place. Correct? The daughter, good and unassuming, but affectionate, wants to get married. Wouldn't say she wouldn't have lasted long single. But